Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Dokkan battle. It's very dead right now for both the global and JP Dokkan. I guess we could just bring up the celebration, right? We should actually get LR Cells EZA info tonight, so it's gonna get a lot less dead. But like, if we look at the Golden Week campaign, like we had the banner drop on the 13th, then literally nothing is dropping until tonight. Like everything drops on the 24th, not tonight, but like everything drops on the 24th. That's for the last section. So the new Super Battle Road, the Cell Chain Battle, and then the EZA for Cell, right? All that drops on the 24th. Instead of them spacing it out, they said, hey, let's just not space it out correctly, right? So I just want to give a little short video here on EZAs and kind of just ranking some EZAs, just giving my general thoughts on what units I think are really good in terms of the EZAs for Dokkan Fest, right? So kind of like a tier list. It's not like a ranked top 10 tier list. It's a general tier list of everyone basically here. So I have used everyone here, so I might as well just delete this row here. We'll go Z, S, A, B, and then F, I guess. Right, that's the tiers that's pre-set up here. So let's just hop straight into it. You're an F. You're an F. Let's just get those two out of the way. Obviously, they've aged out at this point. They're not really that great. They're dead, right? Next, we have AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Now, I want to bring up AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta specifically. I think that he's actually still very strong. I think there is an issue specifically with AGL Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, and I think a big basis of this leader skill of, well, not this leader skill, well, I kind of said it, but the big basis of this tier list is if you're on a 200% leader skill or not. This guy is on a 200% leader skill. However, he doesn't really fit that 200% leader skill because on Vegeta's family and Gifted Warriors or Buu Saga, there's not really, units that have Saiyan Roar, not too many GT, Shocking Speed, type units there, right? Especially Saiyan Roar and GT. That's how much? That's 35? Yeah, 35% attack and 20% defense that he's missing out on, which is a ton, right? There's not really any good units there. So he's probably better on the GT Heroes team specifically. And you also have to consider that LR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is a thing with his EZA. And he's a very strong EZA. You could still argue probably that he could be better than Super Saiyan 4 Goku, actually. This guy I think is really good. I feel like his defense caps out like around I would say 250, 300k, which is probably not enough for red zone. Unfortunately, this effect is cool, but it's not really that great. He has a counter chance, which is very nice. Again, he has a really good link set for the GT Heroes team, but I feel like for now I'm gonna put him in S, just because I feel like he has just a little bit there. His offense is pretty nice, right? He hits 6-7 million ish around there, but he's literally just right there from being really great. Unfortunately, I think he's just missing just a little bit, so he's very high S in my opinion. With AJ Rose, I want to talk about AJ Rose because he's not actually. I always thought AJ Rose was kind of a little underrated, just because he's a pretty nice support unit for Extreme Class, just very simple and easy. Unfortunately, anymore, he doesn't really hit that hard. When he came out, he was doing 4 million-ish attack stats, 5 million-ish attack stats. And back then, I was like, okay, pretty solid, right? But now his offense really sucks. Once his defense is fully built up, he could actually still have pretty solid defense, solid, nothing really crazy. Unfortunately, though, he's not on a 200% leader skill, which definitely does really hurt him. Goku Blacks and Zamasu units, they're all just terrible, right? At this point, Goku Black and Zamasu doesn't really have any good units at the top of my head right now. It's just literally dead until we get STR Rosazia, Tech Goku Black and Zamasu, right? There's a lot of upcoming EZAs for that saga, and they're clearly saving it for something like Worldwide Celebration or something, who knows, right? For sure, but that's definitely seems like that's what they're doing. But this Rose at least will always have some use here. And, in long events, you could definitely build up this defense. I'll be very interested to see how he does under 200% once we actually get a 200% leader skill for him. But as of now, I don't believe he's on a 200% leader skill. No, he's not, right? So it is what it is. Technically, you can run him on the 7th anniversary team, but there's not really extreme class units there. So yeah, that is basically it with Rose for now. Unfortunately, so I would say he's kind of A. I would say A, because I think he's better than people think, but I wouldn't say he's anything spectacular. He's A is kind of again, A's in the middle right here, right? So I guess I'll change this to C. Just C tier, right? So it's just more even, but A is like middle of the pack, mediocre. B is like kind of a little bad. C is just actually useless. S is like very solid, and Z is like very, very good, right? Is what I would say, something like that. Super 17 is E tier, easily. Super 17 is just insane. It's really just because 70% damage reduction is a lot of damage reduction. Just very much. Having the greatly raised defense right here is very nice too. He has links like Android Assault giving him a ton of defense, Shocking Speed giving him defense, GT giving him defense, even Fuse Fighter. And that's basically it for his defense links, right? The Android team is very, very strong now with a lot of good support type units. He actually gives target Goku 70% crit chance, which, I mean, this is something that I feel like, even myself, I forget about it a lot. But I think, yeah, AGL Cell right here, he's on target Goku, so he gets that additional crit chance. I believe that crit chance actually does match up with this crit chance. So when AGL 17 is on rotation, this Cell ends up getting, what is that, 17 plus 35? That's what, 52%? 52% chance to crit? It's absurd, right? Because it's all passive, right? So all the passive passive matchups. So Cell has actually, I didn't even think about that. Cell would have a 52% chance to crit with the AGL 17 on rotation. That's very good. But again, like the 70% damage reduction insane. Doesn't really hit hard anymore, but the defensive utility is so strong. 12.2k defense is very high with no equips, right? So you can easily get this guy to like around 14k defense with equips, right? He's just aged very, very well. The Super 17 is really, really nice. Even in Red Zone Broly, he like tanks in the final phase because, again, 70% damage reduction. Such an insane number. They really did really good with that 17's EZA. Definitely did it insane with them. So he's E tier, in my opinion. I think he's better than Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta by a good shot. AGL Blue Evolution Vegeta, obviously he's also Z tier. I don't really think I have to talk too much about him. Global, even you guys have him, right? I mean, I guess Global has everyone else on this list too, but yeah, he came out recently. A lot of people really like him. Again, he actually has a very good leader skill compared to like the rest of the list so far. Pure Saiyans 170%. That's still very good, even for like Red Zone Broly and things like that. Again, the additionals, he gets super attack there. He built up his defense really quickly. Amazing link set. He's not in a lot of teams. I believe he's only on one 200% leader skill team, which is the Vegeta family. Yeah, it's the Vegeta family / Gifted Warriors team. That's the only one he's on. But he can still be very effective on Beyond Super Saiyan because he's a really good linking partner for the LR Gods. He would share Super Saiyan, Warrior Gods, Prepared for Battle, and Fierce Battle. Right, 4 links right there that are pretty strong. And then when he's transformed, man, again, him putting up that crit chance. Again, he's actually really good against Red Zone Broly as well. I guess that's another thing I could say. Even Omega Shenron because of the STR phase. But for talking about like being really good in the 2 difficult portions of the game, or at least 2 most difficult portions of the game, I'd say. He again just destroys the AoE phase for Broly and destroys the STR Sin Shenron phase for Omega. And he's also, again, very good for Super Battle. I still feel like, obviously, you can put him in slot 1, but if he's able to get like 4 attacks and get this off and build up most of his defense, he can be very tanky, especially with this super attack effect. So, I mean, I think they did really, really well with him. I would say if you only get 1 super attack off, again, his damage is kind of low because he hits, again, he still hits like 3-4 million attack stats, right? It's like 4 million-ish, but he get multiple super attack, obviously, and he has the crits when he's transformed, but look here, 18k attack. It's high. It's like higher than like a lot of Dokkan Fests, like without EZAs, but not that much higher, right? His attack stat was 15k before EZA, right? So I mean, it's not the greatest attack stat for an EZA T1. Transforming Goku, I would say, is S. I think people also underrate Transforming Goku just a tad bit. I would say the issue with him is that his damage reduction is still too low. They should have bumped up his damage reduction to being at least like 40% when he transforms. Like it should be like 30%, 32, 34, 36, and then I don't know, 40 or something like that. I don't know. Something like that where he has a lot more damage reduction. Maybe like 33, 30, 33, 36, 39, and then maybe like 42, 45 or something. I don't know. I think it would be really good for him because he doesn't want to attack first. Again, having this against extreme class enemies will be good for him in the red zone, starting off especially right here. And then if he's able to stack up fully, He is pretty good when he's here in red zone, I feel like. Because of the damage reduction, the stacked up defense, he can get to like at least like around like 300 plus K defense with the damage reduction, I'd say. And then along with that, he has a very good link set for the LR gods. Again, godly power, warrior gods, super saiyan. I think fierce battle, that would be the foreign links that they share, I believe. Right, he also has all in the family, which is pretty nice. But he is also on two 200% leader skills, I believe. No, he's on one 200% leader skill because Goku and Gohan don't actually he's not on Android Soul Saga, right? But he's on the Beyond Super Saiyan and Kamehameha 200% leader skill team. And again, I think this guy's pretty solid still, even now. I just think that the other thing that hurts him is going from prepared for battle to overnight flash shocking speed. Really makes it very weird with team building. But now he does at least give himself the 3 key, which could be very helpful for you. Getting that 3 key was just very nice. I think that's a nice addition they made to him. AJO Super Vegito. It's hard. I think I'm gonna still put him as A. Because I think although AJO Super Vegito is very useful, his damage just clearly does not cut it anymore. One good thing about him could be the Scouter, right? The Scouter could be interesting, but you're not always gonna see that in a lot of the situations. In red zone, sure, but like some other situations, you may not see it. The damage reduction 80% is nice, but his base stats again are still gonna be really low. Considering his defense is like 10k, right? It's like that's like 10k defense is like solid, right? I would say. My eyes start raising when it's like 11k, 12k defense, right? 10k defense is like solid. The damage reduction will always make it that as long as you don't get tagged by a super attack, this guy will always be good. Because 80% damage reduction is just too much still. It's just that, again, in the hardest bosses of the game right now, he still can take a little bit of damage before this parks off. And I would say if he gets hit with a super attack, he's just dead, right? Which has happened, I'm sure, to many people at this point. So while he does have his uses, I wouldn't say he's like a S tier or Z tier unit because he's not well rounded enough. It's just really you use him there to tank, and hopefully he doesn't take a super. He doesn't do damage. He doesn't like provide that much utility unless you get the 4C super attacks off, which, you know, the Scouter is obviously, we know it's a very powerful ability. AJO Turles, I would say Z tier. He's just a stupid easy aim, right? His issue right now is that there's no other Turles that's really good in the game, but if you're able to get a Turles with him, he's insane. The support is really good. This will be better in the future, but for super battle and stuff, this could be really good. And he has a stun chance, right? I think he's... And then if you get this off, he just kills red zone. Even with, like, STR Turles, he just carries STR Turles still. And when he's transformed, having the 20% HP recovery is a lot. Because before it was 15, but 20%, that's a huge jump. And he just hits so hard, right? Even, like, when he's untransformed, I see him get up to, like, 7 million attack stats or something like that, right? It's insane, this AJO Turles. Considering that he has a stacking right here that carries over, I love this, how they designed this AJO Turles EZA. I would say he's easily Z tier. He just needs another Turles probably, but he works still good with like coolers and stuff like that. Buhan is B. I wouldn't say he's as bad at these two because he at least has the healing. He has a solid link set from the Majin Buu team. He has the debuffing, and then he can heal if he does kill an enemy somehow, which probably isn't going to happen because he just doesn't hit hard enough, but he could at least be decent, I'd say. Usable compared to these guys who are just straight up trash. Kid Buu, I feel like at this point he's not the same boat. His defense is just not high enough, and he has an HP restriction. He does heal at the very least, right? But STR Kid Buu exists, so yeah. This guy's just kind of bad at this point, right? I seen someone say he was okay recently, but like, I just don't think he's enough, right? Because he has he has what? 50% starter turn defense because of support, and then this is just not going to be enough. His defense stat, it's 11.2k. It could be okay. Maybe he'll be okay, but I don't think he's going to be good. He'll probably take a very niche, very situational setup. And he won't hit hard at all, right? He'll do like 3 million attack stats, right? Just, whatever. In Gogeta, I think his defense is also too low at this point. It's really it. If you're able to get the Rainbow Orbs and you can dodge, sure, you can get lucky with that. But if you get tagged with an attack, he just takes way too much damage, right? He has what, 120% defense at the start of turn, then the 30% raise. Like he's like, he caps out like around 200, like 20, 50k defense at most, like on the Fuse Fighters team, right, with support and everything. It's like okay, right? It's nothing really special anymore. Even when he has attack stats, he doesn't really hit that hard. It's like he's okay. People might not like this, like him being under these guys, but some people won't understand. I think Injanemba is actually better. Funny enough, Injanemba is still a solid unit at the very least. He has definitely aged out more so at this point, right? Just like Rose and AGL Super Vegito. But the guard will always be powerful ability. He has a dodge chance. He still does. Like, he can still hit, like, 3-4 million attack stats, which honestly, now never mind. That's kind of bad. Yeah, 3-4 million attack stats is really bad. 1.4k defense is nice, right? I think if you go, like, full dodge defense equips, I haven't really seen a build of him like that. So maybe he could be actually pretty okay there, but I just think he doesn't have enough, obviously, to be in S tier, but I think he's not terrible enough to go in B tier. I think you can probably make the argument. Like, look at all these units in B tier, by the way. But I think that's fine. You're just trash now. You are. It's hard. I don't think I would say. I don't want to have him on these tier, but I think he's better than these units. I'll do this. I think you can make the argument he's around this level. Never mind. Just because the guaranteed dodge when he transforms is a very, very powerful ability. He does at least stack permanently. Unfortunately, he only has 160% to Realm of Gods, right? He's so plain in his base form. Like, UI Sign is so plain. He does nothing, just attack and defense. Like, you should have given, like, at least some chance to dodge or something, right? Maybe some support ability, maybe rainbow changing orbs, you know, something like that. He could have had something, just a little more, just a tad bit more, right? They didn't have to be so harsh on him, but they decided, hey, let's just give him nothing before he transforms. Now, again, he has the great chance to dodge when he transforms, and then he has a guaranteed evasion as well, right? This is kind of meaningless, unfortunately. You know, this could have just been crits. Just make him guaranteed crit. Who cares? The defense, 100%. He does lose defense, but he does get the dodge chance in this, right? I think he's good still. Very useful for super bad road runs if you're able to get his transformation off, which, again, 50% HP or less in, like, the most difficult stages of the game. I don't think that's necessarily too hard to get off, but, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just think that he doesn't have enough in his kit, unfortunately, to really be that level of, like, Z tier, but I think he's still good enough to be an S tier. Also has attack stats, like, again, a little low, 3-4 million-ish range, right? But he's like he's what, a year and a half old at this point, right? Came out during the 7th anniversary, right? Even on global, he's nearing a year old at this point, right? So yeah, that's pretty much PHY Goku. You're garbage. I actually used physical stone in a video today that went up earlier. Someone just opened the door and just left. Okay. Wait, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm here. Yeah, physical style. I used him today in a video, and he's actually very strong. I would still say S tier. I don't think he's on these guys' level. Super 17 up here is insane. Maybe he is down a little, just because his damage. But he's so good. I can't. Super 17 is so good for the Andrews team. Cooler. I think he's solid. The one thing I noticed that they didn't actually give him, I thought he had this, but he actually doesn't have this attack and defense raise on super attack. I think that would have made him really explode if they give him just that extra 30% attack and defense. Defensively, like, he's fine defensively, you know, but he's not like great defensively. Offensively, he could do like 7 million attack stats when he's built up and stuff. I think an issue right now, though, is his partners aren't really the greatest. And you could technically run him with AGL Turles, right? But his partners aren't the greatest. It's holding him back a little. And the 200% team he's on is the Ginyu team, which again, Ginyu doesn't really mesh too well with these other units, unfortunately. Ginyu really wants full Ginyu force for the most part, right? Unless you're like a support like Turles, right? Then you could really slide it on to be fine. But Cooler, like, if you start off like Cooler, and then like Ginyu, and then the other Ginyu or something, you're just screwed over. And I think it takes a little bit too long to build up. I would like to build up a little faster. Like, this should have been 10% instead of 8%. It should have been at least like 8 attacks instead of 10 attacks, but it is what it is. You're bad now. I think you are possibly the best EZA TUR right now with the 200% leader skill, right? Physical future Gohan. He's good even without the future Trunks. Obviously, he's at his max powers with the future Trunks, and he doesn't hit hard really without the future Trunks, but the 58% damage reduction, plus his high defensive stat, 13k defense without equips. And then the fact that when you're at low HP, he gets more defense, which is very good. You need a little bit of turns to build up, but he also has the 50% raise on super attack, right? This guy could be like 200k plus defense easily, no support, with 58% damage reduction. That's really good. That's really, really powerful. And then I've seen him like start a turn like around like 230k plus defense with like future Trunks or very low HP, right? And that's like with the great raise, he's well over 300k. And then he works really well with the Goku / Gohan unit, right? That just came out. Golden Warrior, All in the Family, Super Saiyan, Brave Battle, Fierce Battle, especially All in the Family. Very, very important link for him if there's no Trunks, right? I think this Gohan is amazing. He's very, very strong and gonna age very well. That's for sure. You're just garbage, right? At this point, you're garbage. Haha, funny. You know what? I'll do this. He at least supports 50%. Ooh, right? But at the very, very minimum, he does that. You support with 2 key, but that's not nearly as good, right? I think you're okay, because you at least stack and double super stack, right? So, although it's very slow stacking, he's at least okay, right? You're good, but I think you're just missing a little bit. Because you don't have a 200% leader skill yet, which is a big issue. You're really, the only like real linking partner for this guy, like I want to bring this up specifically so I could show this, right? If we look up Omega, right? If we bring up Omega, it's like this in Shinron and that's it, right? I mean, I guess LRDNM's good too, but again, there's not like really any teams that they would share, right? He actually links pretty well itself, funny enough, in Angel 17, right? So if there's some sort of team that we can get a 200% risk go for, like power absorption, is worth 17 is on power absorption and this cell's on power absorption, right? So like if there's like a 200% leader skill for that team, that could be really good. I mean, maybe he'll be okay at that team too himself, right? But there's no tech center on either. It just, he's in a weird spot right now. So this, but when he's really set up, I think he could be absurdly powerful. You're A tier, aging out a little, but you're still good. Multiple super attacks, damage reduction 40%, right? Counters, he's still good, but he's not like nearly as great as he once was in the past, right? Obviously, you're just aged kind of at this point, unfortunately. No defense raise on super attack or anything like that. He has a medium chance to dodge. When he came out, he was hitting really hard though. I remember that, but at this point, not so much anymore. He's well over a year old at this point, right? And he has a 200% leader skill team with the in Majin Vegeta. I haven't tried him out yet, but I don't think he would be that great necessarily, right? But yeah, I mean, 11k defense is pretty solid, right? For sure. You're just garbage. You have the attack debuff, which could be interesting, right? But your stats at this point are just way too low. You are also like B tier, right? I mean, I've seen Truth bring him into cooler red zone, and he still kind of got washed, but he was okay at least because he stacks. But I want to see he's on like these guys' level. You're actually here. Yeah, I think so. Again, 80% damage reduction against everything. Like if you're bringing like where? Let me see. Where is he? Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. He's like down here, right? Very, very low. With this guy, where is it? Again, 10%, 10 turns, 80% damage reduction against everything. He gets done. Like, he's a super battle road god. He's on the Vegeta Family Gifted Warriors 200% Leader Skill team, and he's not beyond Super Saiyan. I think that you could run him in Red Zone, in certain Red Zone stages. If you're running the LR God specifically, or the LR Super Saiyan 4s, you know, the both of them on the Beyond Super Saiyan team. If you're running that team, you could bring this Vegeta probably, just because you'll most likely clear the event in the 10 turns that he's gonna be out on the field, right? Most likely, right? I'd say maybe not in like Broly or Omega, but like, you know, like say like the first few stages, like, you know, Cooler, for example, even Android 13, right? This guy could be really good there. He has no like attack defense starter turn, but again, 80% is very high considering his defense is still 12k, right? So yeah, I think I still really like this guy, especially for Super Bad Road. There will always be new Super Bad Road stages, right? So yeah, you're garbage. I think you're here. Your dodge chance starter turn should have been high chance. I think that would have made like a... If his dodge chance was high chance, he'd be here, I think. But I think that him having no good super attack effect as well hurts him. He doesn't really have a necessarily like a great team right now. He doesn't have even 200% general. And yeah, that's pretty much it, right? I mean, at this point, his starter turn stats are a little low too. So yeah, that's pretty much it for STR Gohan, my buddy. I think you're still Z tier. You're just insane. Like 8-9 million attack stats. Link like 6 out of 7 links with the LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. Even though we have LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, this guy, that doesn't mean he's like any worse. And I mean, same with this guy specifically, but I think that although his defense starts off a little low, it can get pretty solid. I would say the thing that hurts this guy is his defense, right? And definitely not like, you know, Red Zone Broly material defense or anything like that. Not even close. But I think that he just has a great link set again still. He at least has a counter chance, right? And then this is way better than what Vegeta has. So even though, again, his defense is not the greatest, he could build up pretty high, especially if you get some additionals with him. He could really start looking very, very strong, is what I'd say. And that's Super Saiyan 4 Goku. STR Gohan, I think he's underrated. Sure, the high chance of guard is very annoying, a lot of situations, but there are ways you can work around it. And I really think that his supports that he has is really powerful. I think at least guaranteeing the guard for 4 turns is really good. Like, he's really good at very many red zone stages, right? And if you're able to proc the guard off, he just looks incredibly powerful. He has a really good leader skill. Hybrid Saiyans is still a very strong team. I have videos going up. I will have videos going up soon. Kind of are helping around this guy, right? You guys will see, but STR Gohan is a powerhouse. I think that he is potentially the best TUR EZA. You can make the argument for him for sure. But it really does depend on this. That's the one thing that hurts him. But he's still very strong. Beerus, you kind of suck now. So you're just bad. You're up here. I think your defense, like these two, didn't really age the best, unfortunately. But I think that, again, issue with him is his partners aren't necessarily the greatest right now for Red Zone. I think for Super Battle, he can still be solid because the healing and stuff, but I think he should have had a little bit more. He's not up here because he's just missing just a tad bit more, like Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. I think you're still good, but you don't really hit hard, and if you do fall under the 50% HP, it takes a lot of damage. Tech hit is very strong, but no 200% leader skill right now. Nah, because Universe Survival Saga is kind of in a not looking great right now. Like, look, let me bring up Universe Survival Saga here. Like, it's just not that great right now. Like, God Goku and hit very powerful, and then UI Goku is still pretty strong. Goku and Frieza are still pretty strong, and it's like, that's it, really, right? Tech Kill and Khalifa are good, right? LR Kill and Khalifa can still be pretty solid in red situations, too. Kind of similar boat with Tech Kill and Khalifa, right? But just like, yeah, the team definitely needs help, 100%. Like, whenever we get back to Universe Survival Saga stuff, Tech will become a lot better. That's for sure. But I think right now he's just held back a little. If he had like a good Universe Survival Saga team, him and God Goku and him, he would just have to be up here, right? There's no shot. But I don't know. Maybe I still will keep him up here. Nah, we'll just do this. Whatever. You're bad. I'll put you here because you at least hit hard sometimes. Not really, but hey. You aged out a little. I hate the high chance to change key spheres, man. That's so annoying. Why a high chance, man? That's really bad, but this at least helps him. He has a stun chance, which could be interesting. He's super effective for 7 turns, which could be interesting. He gets this right here, which, you know, if you are able to get him these rainbow key spheres, it can be very powerful, but I just think that he's missing just a little bit. And he doesn't have a 200% leader skill. No, he does. Yeah, he does not, because he doesn't actually do the Kamehameha, so he's not on Beyond Super Saiyan / Kamehameha. Maybe he'll look a lot better under 200%, but right now he's just kind of missing a little bit. You suck, and you're actually underrated, I think. Attack Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. People don't really talk to him, talk about him at all. When it comes to global, people will talk about him more. But I think he's very strong still. Definitely very, very powerful. He has this debuff, which is cool, Super Battle Road. The great chance to counter will always be just an insanely powerful ability. This, I feel like they were a little scared. They could have just made him super effective. I don't think there would have been too much of an issue. Like 7 million attacks, that's super effective. That would be like really good, right? But like he's not always going to be like at 7 million anyways, right? So it could have been better. I think that this is a powerful ability stacked upon this, and then with this, his stats can get really high plus super attack. And yeah, I just think that this guy's good, and of course he's on arguably the best team in the game, GT Hero / Fuse Fighter, right? Probably is just the best team in the game, right? So yeah, that's basically this list right here. Not really, I don't think it's going to be anything too controversial, but I want to get a video out again, just discuss this and just have some fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, you know, of this tier list and stuff like that. And that's it. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.